What do you sew when you love sewing clothes but you've got enough dresses in your wardrobe? How about sewing a dress for charity? So today I'm going to be talking about Project Dress a Girl, which has been led by Mari Sews. So imagine never having had a new dress. So the Dress a Girl Around the World project is an international charity that believes that every little girl deserves a new dress. During the month of September, Mari from Mari Sews has put together a group of YouTubers who have come together to talk about the project and to encourage our lovely viewers to use their superpowers of sewing and to make a dress for a little girl around the world. So you can make one dress or you can make several, it's entirely up to you on your time and resources. But this video is here to highlight some of the free patterns that you can make for the project. So it's a little bit more affordable to be able to get involved. So if you're new here, my name's Sam, my channel is Frugalisama and it's where I talk about all things sewing. I particularly focus on making sewing affordable for people. So I've got lots of videos out about talking about free patterns, but this one is particularly focusing on dresses that are suitable for this particular project. So just a little bit of information about the charity. It's a project run by Hope for Women who believe that all children are worthy of respect. So the vision is that by providing often overlooked and abused children with a new dress, it gives them a little bit of dignity, but also gives them an opportunity to speak with parents and highlight the dangers of human trafficking. It's got quite a serious tone to it, not just giving little girls a dress, and they do actually make shorts for boys as well. So by putting a label on the clothing for the children, that actually gives a signal to anybody who could potentially be an abuser or an exploiter, should give them a signal that those children are being cared for. Apparently a child is trafficked every 30 seconds and this often involves abuse and sexual exploitation, and approximately 1.2 million children are bought for slavery even today. So the labels are of tantamount importance and they can be bought from the reps, which I'm going to speak about in a moment. There are reps throughout the world. There's several throughout the US, different states have different representatives, and then throughout the world as well. So we have one in the UK, her name's Jackie, and they also have people in other countries that distribute the dresses. So far over 2 million dresses have been distributed over 81 countries, and that could be including your own country. In the UK we distribute dresses and shorts at food banks and what have you. So I will link to the website. There is a worldwide website and then there's certainly a UK website. I presume there'll be a website for each separate country as well, but I'll link to the two that I'm talking about, which is the international one and the UK one. That will give you more information that you need about your particular area. So I will link to Mari's video. Mari has got a video just explaining about the project and she's got a list of all the different YouTubers that are going to be involved. I'll put together a playlist for everybody as well so that you can see everything all in one place. Mari's got lots of people taking part, so they will be doing lots of tutorials and so on and things like that, and I will be doing a tutorial for one of the dresses as well. So don't forget to hit the notification bell and that will tell you when I've got the new videos out. So very quickly, just a few things to bear in mind that are pertinent to all countries before you actually start sewing. The first one is the fabric that you use. They do ask that you use 100% cotton or at the very least polycotton, that it's not see-through. They don't want the girls to be able to show their skin, and that the design on the dress is age appropriate as well. So they are providing dresses from ages 6 months up to 14, age 14. And so, yeah, you don't want a babyish style on a 14-year-old's dress, so just sort of consider that before you are cut into your fabric. They are no longer using pillowcases. It did start by upcycling pillowcases, but they're no longer using those. I don't think they're appropriate anymore. But what they are asking for is that the seams are properly finished. Each dress must have, or if possible have a pocket. Very often girls in these countries don't have anywhere to keep their personal belongings. Pockets are of real importance for keeping their little treasures in, and that the label is sewn somewhere prominent. If you're putting any sort of embellishment on or anything like that, that they are securely sewn down, as are the pockets. And finally, that there are no fastenings on the dresses, so that's either zips or buttons or anything like that. Very often they don't have access to a needle and thread, so if anything falls off or breaks, they can't actually repair them. So the dresses need to be sort of fairly sturdy because often they are still washing clothes in a river, for example, so they need to be quite sturdy. They don't want anything that's going to be falling off. And by the same token, don't put a big hem on because they have no means of letting the dresses down. So the key thing is that they're not see-through, that they have got some way of getting them on and off, but not a fastening, so no buttons and no zips. So just check with your local rep and see what they're wanting. I've checked with my local rep here in the UK, and she said that they've been working alongside some of the local charities, giving out clothes at food banks, and some of these clothes are actually going to kids in the UK. So obviously in the UK, clothes with sleeves on, because it gets quite cold in the winter. If you're talking about refugees or something like that, then it would be appropriate to actually provide something with sleeves on. So we'll give you a couple of patterns that are appropriate for that as well. And also in this country, shorts and trousers for boys. They do provide shorts and trousers for boys here as well. So I will be doing a sew along for a dress that you can actually put short or long sleeves on. So if you look out for that. And she did also say that they don't get as many dresses for the older children. And that's perhaps because most people are maybe using up remnants or something like that. So if you are able to contribute and do one of the larger sizes, that will be truly appreciated by the charity. But obviously they're grateful for whatever you're able to make. So onto the patterns now, and if you go onto either the UK website or the international website, they suggest a couple of patterns either from Simplicity or New Look, and if you look at the design lines of those, you can see that they're quite simple dresses that they're looking at. One of the most popular ones are the pillowcase style dress. So that is where it's just fairly square, you've just got a little cutout for the armholes, and then you've got ties at the top of the sleeves there. That's quite a popular one. Mary has already done a tutorial and a sew along for one of those, so if you want to pop over to her channel to have a look at, see how she's done hers. She just used bias binding to fasten the sleeves, and she's got a tutorial for that as well. And you just need your fabric, elastic and the bias binding, and it is that simple. If you would like a pattern for that, then there is a pattern on the Oliver & S website, and that has a little contrast panel at the top, so it just gives you a little bit of difference. Obviously it'll take a little bit more time with the panel, but I believe that because we're doing this to put a little bit of love into them and make them as special as possible. So if you're able to do that, that would be fantastic. The Oliver & S pattern is available for ages 2 to 8, but you will just need to remember to put pockets on it and add your label. So there is a template with guidelines for lengths for the pillowcase dress. So they are saying that they want the dresses to be over the knees. So if you go to the template that's on the website, make sure that you're doing an age appropriate length for the children as well. So another popular one is taking a child's t-shirt and adding a gathered woven skirt to the bottom. So if you've got children and you've bought a t-shirt on a buy one get one free, for example, and you want to use a t-shirt for that, you can do that, and then just a bit of your fabric at the bottom, and essentially all you're doing is probably 1.5 times the size of the bottom of the t-shirt, adding gathers to it and attaching it to the bottom of the t-shirt. Do have a tutorial for doing that with elastic, and you can actually leave the elastic in for these. It just gives a little bit more definition at the waist. So if you're using a t-shirt, then you've got a bit of a sleeve option going on there, and it's nice and easy to get over the children's heads. But if you don't have access to a free child's t-shirt and you want to make one, I've got a pattern for that, and that's from the Do It Yourself Better Club, and that's the Anything But Basic Tee. That is a unisex t-shirt. It's got lots of sleeve options, so you can do the long sleeved option if you like, or the short sleeved option. You can put a little pocket on the breast if you like. You won't need to make it as long as it says, because the t-shirts go past the hips, and if you're adding a skirt or a ruffle, you probably want to bring it above the waist so it doesn't look like a t-shirt with a ruffle bunged on the end. You want it to make it to look like a dress. And again, you will need to remember to add the pockets in the label. So I thought that was a good one, and that comes in 12 sizes. It's got a slim fit option as well. It's got quite a wide coverage of ages. I think it goes up to age 12. So just again, check the guidelines for the length of the skirt to make sure that it's age appropriate. There is a tutorial on the international website from It's Always Autumn that gives you instructions of how to add that skirt, but it is quite basic. So having spoken to Jackie in the UK, the UK rep, she was telling me that the peasant style dress is quite popular. So there is a link to the free pattern by Scattered Thoughts of a Crafty Mom on the website. That is a tutorial that I will do a sew along for, I think. She particularly likes this one because what she's saying is they're trying to move away from the pillowcase dress, particularly in the UK. It's more culturally appropriate to have the shoulders covered in many cultures or many countries. That peasant style dress on the Scattered Thoughts of the Crafty Mum, she has got lots of options for customising it. I think she's got about 20 different variants of this one, and there is a long and short sleeved version, and there's also the option to do it in a knit as well. So yeah, there's just two pieces on this, the front, the back and the sleeves, and then it's elasticated around the neckline, and that just helps you to get it on and off without the fastenings. If you're wanting something a little less basic, then Duchess and Hare have just brought out 2 free patterns, and I think at least one of them will be appropriate for this, and that's the Sweetest Pie Dress. This has got ties at the shoulders, very similar to the pillowcase dress, but it's just got a little yoke option at the front, so I thought that would make it look a little bit nicer. And that is available in 10 sizes, ages 2 to 12 years. Don't forget again to add your pockets. And they also have the free spirit dress. Now, I'm not 100% sure whether this would be culturally appropriate because it's got quite a big keyhole at the back and then ties at the back. But if you contact your local rep, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to advise you as to whether that would be appropriate or not. And if not, it would be quite a simple task to either make that keyhole smaller or just to make it a slit instead of a keyhole. And that is a really pretty dress as well. And Duchess and Hare are actually closing down, and they've got either all their patterns are either free or they are $2 at the moment. So just I thought I'd mention that whilst I were here. So not forgetting the boys, because in the UK, as I said, in the UK, we are working with clothes banks and giving out clothes in the UK. So they're asking for either shorts or trousers as well. And back to Oliver and S, and they've got some shorts patterns. These are elasticated at the top and great for if you've got some remnants from making jeans or something like that. They are actually suitable for boys and girls of these, and it can be made in a variety of different light to medium weight wovens. So chambray would be great, quilting cotton, something like that, a canvas. They are saying that to make them quite sturdy and robust. And again, don't forget to add your pockets. You can customise them by colour blocking or something like that. And there is also a free shorts pattern on the international website as well. So for labels, in the UK, they are available from the Rep jacket, and they work out at 12p each, which is about £5 for 60, I think, isn't it? So I've got some on order. They are waiting for some to be printed. So I've got 60 ordered. There's no way I'm going to be making 60. So if you want to contact me and you're in the UK, I'm not sending them abroad. If you want to contact me and you're making 2 or 3, that's absolutely fine. I'll send them out. I'm happy to share mine. But if you're thinking of getting together and doing this project in a group or something like that, contact Jackie and I'm sure she will organise sending them out for you. You can also join a Facebook group and you can see where some of the dresses have been sent as well, and it's a nice little interaction to get together with some other people on there as well. So that's it from me. I hope you will take part and look at some of the other videos. I'm putting together a playlist, so if you take a look at that, I'll update it every day. And yeah, I hope you get a chance to use up some of your remnants or something like that, or even go out and buy some fabric. This is just such a lovely project and a lovely way to get involved, sewing for a good cause, and just try and hold that little girl in your mind whilst you're actually weaving in some love into the project. So that's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this, and let me know below if you're going to get involved, and I shall speak to you later. Bye.